There's a frequency running through the universe right now that most people can't hear. And Elena discovered it 3 years ago when she was drowning in debt, working endless hours as a freelance designer, feeling like money was actively avoiding her. Today, she runs a 7-figure creative agency, but the shift didn't happen when she learned new business strategies. It happened when she stopped fighting against something invisible that was repelling abundance from her life, something that quantum physicists are just beginning to measure in laboratory settings. What I'm about to show you isn't another manifestation technique. It's the actual electromagnetic signature that your consciousness broadcasts 24 hours a day, and why most people are unknowingly transmitting a frequency that pushes money away instead of drawing it closer. Your brain is literally rewiring itself right now as you listen, creating new neural pathways, but there's something happening at an even deeper level that neuroscientists are calling the most important discovery about human consciousness in decades. Before we go further, I need you to make a declaration that will anchor what you're about to learn. Go to the comments and type these exact words. I am open to abundance. This creates what physicists call a coherent wave function, a clear signal that the quantum field can actually respond to, and you'll understand why this matters more than you realize. Right now, your consciousness is broadcasting a specific electromagnetic pattern that extends beyond your physical body, and people around you can unconsciously sense this field, even though they can't explain what they're feeling. When Elena was struggling, she was unknowingly broadcasting what researchers call scarcity coherence, a measurable brain state that actually repels opportunities instead of attracting them. But there's another frequency available, one that successful people naturally tune into without realizing it. And once you know how to access it, everything changes. Most people think they're trying to attract money, but they're actually broadcasting the exact opposite signal. It's like trying to tune into your favorite radio station while your antenna is pointed in the wrong direction. You can want it desperately, visualize it perfectly, affirm it daily, but if your electromagnetic signature is transmitting fear, doubt, or desperation, you're creating what quantum physicists call destructive interference. Your desire for money and your unconscious resistance to having it cancel each other out. Elena's breakthrough came when she realized something that most manifestation teachers get completely wrong. Your consciousness doesn't attract things to you. It aligns you with realities that already exist in what scientists call the field of infinite possibilities. Every possible financial outcome for your life exists simultaneously as quantum potential, and the frequency you broadcast determines which potential becomes your experienced reality. This is why some people seem to have all the luck, while others work twice as hard for half the results. They're literally operating in different quantum realities based on their frequency broadcast. And here's what's fascinating. When you shift to abundance frequency, opportunities don't just appear more often. They appear in ways that your logical mind never could have predicted or planned. When Elena shifted her frequency, she didn't just get more clients. Clients started referring her without being asked. Suppliers offered better terms. Competitors became collaborators. Her accountant discovered tax savings she'd been missing. Money began flowing through channels that hadn't existed before because she was now aligned with a completely different set of possibilities. But here's where most people get stuck and why they give up thinking this doesn't work. They try to feel abundant while their nervous system is still programmed for scarcity. They attempt to broadcast confidence while their subconscious is running programs installed during childhood when they absorbed beliefs about money from their environment. These unconscious programs don't just influence your thoughts, they create actual electromagnetic patterns that determine how others respond to you. Think about the messages you received about money growing up. Maybe you heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "We can't afford that," or "Rich people are selfish." These aren't just thoughts sitting in your memory. They're quantum programs running in your subconscious, automatically broadcasting scarcity frequency regardless of what you consciously want. And here's something that will surprise you. These patterns are so strong they can be measured with specialized equipment that detects the electromagnetic field generated by your heart and brain. The technique that changed Elena's life works by identifying and dissolving these interference patterns, but it's not about positive thinking or forcing new beliefs. It's about understanding how quantum coherence actually functions at the level of consciousness. When you maintain coherent focus on abundance, while these old patterns surface, something remarkable happens that researchers are calling wave function collapse. The old pattern literally dissolves and reforms around your new frequency. Your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body, extending up to 8 feet around you, and when you achieve what HeartMath Institute researchers call physiological coherence, people unconsciously feel more comfortable in your presence. They can't explain why, but they're drawn to do business with you, refer opportunities to you, collaborate with you. This isn't manipulation, it's alignment with your natural capacity to create and receive value. Most people have never consciously examined the electromagnetic patterns their thoughts and emotions create throughout the day. They wonder why money doesn't flow to them while unconsciously broadcasting, "I don't have enough," from morning until night. But when you become aware of your current frequency, you can begin to consciously choose what you're transmitting. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that your consciousness is a radio station. What frequency are you currently broadcasting? When you think about money, what's the dominant feeling in your body? Anxiety creates one electromagnetic pattern, excitement creates another, desperation creates another, and trust creates something completely different. Whatever you discover is valuable information because you can't change a frequency you're not aware of. Now imagine someone offering to give you exactly the amount of money that would transform your life. Not a loan, not an investment, just a gift with no strings attached. Notice what happens in your body as you consider this. Do you feel expansive or do you contract? Are you excited or suspicious? Do you feel worthy or guilty? These physical sensations are giving you direct feedback about your current quantum signature around receiving abundance. If you feel contractive, suspicious, or guilty, you're broadcasting resistance to the very thing you're trying to attract, creating what physicists call destructive interference. Your desire for money and your fear of having it are canceling each other out at the quantum level. But awareness itself begins to shift this pattern because consciousness has the power to collapse old wave functions and create new ones. Elena discovered that her biggest block wasn't about deserving money. It was about what having money might mean. Part of her feared that financial success would change her relationships, make her selfish, or separate her from the people she cared about. These fears were creating electromagnetic static that confused the signals she was sending to the quantum field. But when she realized that money is simply energy, and like all energy, it can be used constructively or destructively, depending on the consciousness directing it, something profound shifted. She began to understand that abundance frequency isn't about feeling wealthy when you're not. It's about feeling worthy of receiving the resources that allow you to contribute your gifts more fully to the world. Worthiness is a quantum state that exists independent of your current circumstances, and when you truly feel worthy of abundance, you naturally make decisions, communicate, and take actions that align with receiving it. But maintaining this frequency requires more than occasional meditation or visualization. Your electromagnetic signature is created by your predominant thoughts and emotions throughout the day, which means practicing abundance frequency during mundane activities like paying bills, pricing your services, or responding to financial opportunities. Instead of approaching these moments with anxiety or resentment, you approach them with appreciation for the energy exchange that money represents. When Elena pays business expenses, she mentally acknowledges the value she's receiving. When she sets her rates, she focuses on the transformation she provides rather than her need for income. When unexpected expenses arise, she views them as the universe testing her frequency stability rather than evidence that she's failing. These small, consistent practices maintain abundance frequency even when circumstances seem challenging. Here's something that most people miss about this process. The quantum field operates on perfect timing, not human urgency. Your job isn't to control when or how abundance appears. It's to maintain coherent frequency and remain open to inspired action when opportunities arise. This requires surrendering the need to micromanage the process while staying actively engaged with creating genuine value for others. Some people notice changes in their financial situation within weeks. Others experience gradual shifts over months. The timeline varies based on how deeply entrenched the old patterns were and how consistently you maintain the new frequency. But what everyone notices first is decreased anxiety around money. When you operate from coherent abundance frequency, financial stress becomes less overwhelming because you feel more resourceful and creative in handling whatever arises. You might discover that people respond to you differently in professional situations. When you communicate from abundance frequency, rather than scarcity frequency, others perceive you as more confident and trustworthy. This leads to better opportunities, more favorable terms, and stronger relationships that naturally result in referrals and collaborations. Over time, money begins flowing through unexpected channels, not because of magic, but because your coherent frequency makes you more likely to recognize opportunities that fear-based thinking would cause you to miss. You make decisions from clarity rather than desperation. You say yes to possibilities that align with your values and no to situations that don't serve your highest good. The beautiful aspect of this approach is that it improves your quality of life regardless of your current situation. Whether you're struggling with debt or already comfortable but seeking more freedom, operating from coherent abundance frequency makes the journey more peaceful and usually more successful. But understand that this process works with natural law, not against it. You're not trying to force money to appear. You're aligning with the natural flow of value exchange that governs all economic activity. When you provide genuine value while maintaining abundance frequency, money flows as a natural result, often in amounts that surprise you. Elena now operates multiple businesses, invests in real estate, and contributes to causes she cares about. But she says the most important change isn't the money itself. It's the relationship with uncertainty that abundance frequency provides. Instead of fearing financial challenges, she approaches them with curiosity about what opportunities might be hidden within them. Instead of hoarding resources, she circulates them, knowing that circulation increases flow. This shift in relationship to money changes everything about how you move through the world. You make decisions from possibility rather than limitation. You collaborate from abundance rather than competition. You contribute from overflow rather than obligation. And paradoxically, the less desperately you need money, the more naturally it flows toward you. Remember that abundance frequency isn't a destination you reach once and maintain forever. It's a state you return to again and again until it becomes more natural than scarcity frequency. Some days you'll feel deeply connected to this frequency, and other days you'll catch yourself broadcasting old patterns. Both experiences are normal parts of rewiring neural pathways that may have been forming for decades. The key is recognizing when you've slipped into scarcity frequency and gently redirecting your attention back to abundance. Not through force or self-criticism, but through the understanding that you always have a choice about what frequency you broadcast. Your electromagnetic signature is always transmitting something. The question is whether you're consciously choosing what you transmit or unconsciously repeating patterns that no longer serve you. As we conclude this exploration, understand that what you've learned today represents the beginning of a lifelong practice. Abundance frequency isn't something you master and forget about. It's a way of being that deepens and stabilizes over time through consistent attention and conscious choice. Your consciousness is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, capable of collapsing infinite possibilities into specific realities through the frequency you maintain. Most people use this power unconsciously, creating experiences that match their unconscious programming rather than their conscious desires. But you now understand how to use this power deliberately, aligning with possibilities that serve your highest good and create value for others. Go to the comments and anchor this new understanding by declaring, "I am open to abundance." Let this statement serve as both a commitment to your new frequency and a signal to the quantum field that you're ready to receive what you've been asking for. The manifestation frequency has always existed within you. Today you've simply remembered how to access it consciously and maintain it consistently. Your journey to financial abundance begins not with doing more, but with being more, specifically being the electromagnetic signature that naturally attracts prosperity rather than repels it. The universe is always responding to your frequency. Make sure you're broadcasting the one that serves your highest good, and contributes to the well-being of everyone around you. When you align with the natural flow of abundance, money becomes not just a result, but a celebration of the value you bring to the world.